Hello Libra, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with the Chariot. This is momentum. I feel like you're very determined. You know, you got a lot of confidence. You're making progress, moving forward. I feel like you're someone that kind of like, you've got your lane. And I feel like you're comfortable in your lane. And you're sticking to that lane. You're committed to it. I don't feel like you're indecisive about like which direction to go. I feel like you know. No more back and forth. It's like, this is it. We're doing it, you know. And this is a card of protection. Yeah, so you're protecting that schedule. You're protecting the course. You're protecting the drive, the car itself, you know, the vehicle, the vessel, you. This is a card of holding it together, like maintaining that structural integrity. Say no to distractions. Yeah, keep yourself going. Back yourself up. Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing. Let's put this card into a little bit of context, and let's give you your reading. There we have a 5 of Cups. We have a Knight of Pentacles, a 7 of Wands, a Princess of Swords, okay, and a 10 of Wands, okay, yes. The road may get a little bumpy. It may be bumpy right now, as a matter of fact. We have an 8 of Wands. We have that 7 of Swords. Yep, goes right there with our princess. But we have an Emperor, and we have a 4 of Cups. Stabilizing. Anytime we get a 5, we start looking around for the 4. There it is. Okay, perfect. In other words, the road's a little bumpy right now. That's okay. It's going to stabilize. There's just maybe there's been a little bit of setbacks. There's been some other people that maybe aren't really cooperating the way you wanted them to. It's not feeling so fun and joyful right now. It's not so delightful. It's just it's a little bit turbulent maybe. Things are going to stabilize. Things are going to settle down. This is just a rough patch of road. You know, when you're on a gravel road, it's not as fun. It's bumpy, it's noisy, all this stuff. You're worried about the car getting dinged up, flat tire. Pretty soon you're going to be on the nice, smooth pavement again. Okay? So just keep doing it. Don't worry. Certainly don't start thinking, maybe I should turn off onto a different road. No. Don't do that. Okay? Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card. This is demanded that it comes out of the pack. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the Factor, Infinite, and Unknown. We're going to set it down over here with Alien Simon Mork Ripley right there on top, ASMR for short. The volunteer card is a 5 of Swords. Okay? It's kind of like we're not entertaining ideas of defeat. We're not entertaining ideas of maybe that road would be easier. Maybe that path would be better. Stay on the road you're on. Stay on the path you're on because it's the right one. Yeah. If you have a prediction for the mystery card, put it in the comments, okay? We have a lot of majors. Well, we've got 2. We've got the car and we've got the driver of the car. We have strong majors. That's what I should have said. Not a lot of them. We have strong ones. This is a fortified vehicle. This is a fortified ego. Your ego is in control of the vessel. The Emperor is in control of the car. The charioteer is driving the chariot. Or should be. Okay? It's getting difficult for you to maintain your confidence, especially when we're in this bumpy road, because with that 5 of Cups, it feels like maybe I'm not on the right road. Okay? Those are some thoughts and feelings that we just need to endure. They will pass. Don't identify with them. Don't let this feeling overwhelm you. It's a wave in an ocean. It will come, it'll wash over you, and it'll go away again. Things will stabilize very soon, okay? So we've got fire, fire, fire. We've got water, water. Air, air. And another air. And some earth. Okay. So I mean, it's fairly balanced anyway. But that chariot is really the name of the game right now. Because this is you putting in the effort. You're showing up every day. You know, this may be the feeling right now like you don't quite have all the confidence that you used to have. Your ego is not so fortified driving the car. It's just kind of like, right now I'm kind of nervous driving the car. That's okay. Maybe you're on a road you've never been on before. Maybe this is there's some traffic. Maybe this is just a weird freeway interchange kind of thing, and we've never done this before. Maybe this is like, I've never been on the freeway. I've never driven at night before. So your confidence isn't in full force right now, and that's okay. It's part of the Five of Cups energy. What you're going to do is reward yourself for the forward movement. Okay? Stop debating. Stop entertaining ideas of other roads, other paths. Don't get distracted. When you're unfamiliar with the terrain, or it's bumpy or rocky, or there's something different about it, you got to pay a little extra attention. Okay? Clear the clutter from your life. Say no to distractions. Protect your energy. This is a hedge against entropy. Okay? Protect your chariot. Protect your energy. And don't let anything jeopardize this vessel. You know, take care of yourself as well. Don't push yourself too hard, but stay focused and stay energetic. So you got the Five of Cups. It's not easy to be motivated. This could be discouragement. This could be a little bit of disappointment. This could be feeling like, you know, I didn't do so well in that last thing. Especially when we're kind of coming from a Seven of Wands to a Five of Cups. This is saying there was a battle and you were outnumbered. The odds were against you. It didn't really work out your way. But instead of now saying, well, maybe I should just quit, maybe I should go do something easier. No, what you're doing is you're coming back even stronger. You're coming back in full force here, okay? So that we can kind of look at it linearly that way. But this is the card of like feeling that disappointment, feeling the defeat or the loss, or feeling like things didn't work out exactly right, or things are a little bit turbulent right now. The Five of Cups is saying something should have been there, but it's not. Okay. It's part of the ups and downs of your path right now. You're on a road that's going like this, and right now it's down like this. It's going to come back up again, and eventually it's going to stabilize. Okay. So we might just have to feel this and release it. Let it be a wave that comes upon us. I feel icky, and then goes away again. Maybe it'll help for you to kind of name what this feeling is, to kind of say it out loud. Yeah, I tried and it didn't work. Or I fought for something and I feel like I disappointed myself a little bit. Or there was some kind of a loss or some sort of a sadness or whatever, right? But there's a lot of value that's still here. See, the Five of Cups is saying, yeah, there's maybe something that didn't turn out okay, but you still got a lot of value. Something still remains here. Yeah, so let this wave go. Sometimes we just have to acknowledge this and let it flow away from us. Okay? Releasing that emotion. We want to identify the emotion, but not identify with it. And really it's kind of saying that the chariot is on some rocky ground, or better yet, is on kind of in a turbulent, you're driving through a storm kind of, and that's okay. What's important is that you maintain this Knight of Pentacles underneath, the stability, the leadership, keeping the long-term view in mind. See, the road may be like this, but you're still going up and to the right. It's the spiral road. We're spiraling up a mountain, getting to the top, right? That's kind of the long-term plan. That's the long-term arc. But in any given day or moment, we may feel like we're going up. We may feel like we're going down. Okay? But overall, generally, we're going in the direction that we wish to go in. Yeah. So we got to think of the long term. Your long-term goal is going to consist of a lot of ups and downs, which is the Five of Cups, a lot of twists and turns, which would be the Five of Pentacles. We don't have that now. What we have is the emotional roller coaster of the spiral road. Yeah. But you keep the long view in mind. Okay? You're leading calmly. Stability is more important than anything right now. Okay? Making the life choices, the financial choices that are aligned with that future goal. You're making sure to build the systems, stay on that road that is more important than your mood, more important than just the storm or the turmoil or the turbulence that we're experiencing now. Because this is temporary. So is the Four of Cups. The Four and the Five, they're temporary. Okay. This is the long-term stability. This is legacy. This is your patience and knowing that, okay, even if today's a bad day, you're still going in the right direction. You know, you're still getting to your goal. You're going to get there right on time. You're not going to be late. Okay? So you take it. You take that Five of Cups, you say, okay, fine. Just going to continue building. You have a grounded confidence and a stability and a presence. So think of the long term. Keep the long view in mind. Because there's going to be good days and bad days. Okay? There will be wins and losses. And, the Seven of Wands, like we said, in this very linear way, it could be that there was a battle, that you were the underdog, and it didn't work out quite your way. It's all right. You know, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. I feel like the Seven of Wands is also this card of like, you've got to defend your energy. Even when things feel challenging, it feels like you're outnumbered, you've got to persevere. You've got to summon all of this confidence. Because this is the confidence that says, if I get a Five of Cups, I'm just going to work harder. If I fall down on the mat, I'm getting up stronger every freaking time. So this is you in a way like defending your path, defending the road you're on. You're not shrinking away from something. That Five of Cups maybe is like, okay, I know people are getting tired of me talking about jujitsu, but anytime I feel like I didn't quite do the move right, or I didn't quite win that match, there's that feeling of sadness or disappointment, But can you imagine if the coach, would say, no, Paul, you're doing that wrong, And then I just get so crushed that I just shrink away from the whole thing, and I just I take off my gi and I just leave, That'd be terrible. I wouldn't last 5 minutes. I make a mistake literally constantly. We don't want to shrink away from the task. We want to grow in stature. We want to keep fortifying that ego. Stand your ground. Your strength is not aggressive, but it's firm. It's calm. Protecting your energy, your time, your space, finances. Stand up for what you believe. Stand your ground. Even when things get shaky. When things get shaky, when there's a storm, when there's turbulence, you just want to widen your stance and you want to crouch down. You want to get into a good fighting position, And so I think that this is you standing up, against any odds, knowing that sometimes I'm going to get my butt kicked. Sometimes I'm going to kick butt. Sometimes you're the shit, sometimes you're the shovel. Yeah. Just maintain your direction. You're not proving anything to anybody. You're trying to just make progress. There will be setbacks. There will be things that don't go your way, whether this is financial or it has to do with work or career or something at school or at home. Maybe it is a physical sport or a martial art. There's going to be good days and bad days. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some, but you're going to keep going. And every win and every loss is going to make you stronger. So keep fighting. Yeah. The Princess of Swords out here, though, she's getting a little curious. This is an energy of kind of asking more questions and investigating. Kind of like, it's almost like you're just flirting with other ideas now. And I kind of think that this is the beginning of some bad news. You know, we don't want to be too curious right now. We don't want to overanalyze or we don't really need to be investigating other paths. Because I think that leads us to our 7 and our 5 of Swords over here. This card could be useful if we use this to just ask the questions, why am I getting that 5 of Cups now? Why is that feeling here? Where is it coming from? Is it coming from my confidence or lack of confidence? Am I in a little bit insecure? Is it, what can I do to solve the problem? If it's a loss, why did I lose? What did I do wrong? Asking the coach, okay, I did the move wrong. Can you show me what I did wrong or how to do it right? Asking good questions, not asking questions of maybe I should do something else. Well, maybe jiu-jitsu isn't for me. Maybe I should go do karate. I'm going to have the same problem over there in that dojo too, Asking the good questions, not the bad questions. Okay? So we might be sort of, analyzing that a little bit or asking that question of the 5 of Cups, like, why are you here and what can I do about it? What can I do to alleviate this? If this is a storm, we're driving through a storm, the Princess of Swords is, okay, what's the protocol for driving through storms? Roll the windows up, put on the wipers, headlights, slow down a little bit and be a little bit more vigilant, a little bit more observant. There's a protocol, So that Princess of Swords is kind of like saying, okay, what's the protocol now when we're approaching that 5 of Cups or when we get that? And how can we deal once we get that 5 of Cups? What's the protocol? Well, when I get that 5 of Cups, I call my best friend. Or, you go talk to your family, your spouse, your partner, or something like this. Maybe the protocol is I just go for a walk, go outside, walk the dog or something. Or I just play around with the cat or do a tickle fight or whatever. There's a protocol. That's kind of the point. Yeah. But we don't want this air energy to devolve into I'm just going to quit. I'm going to go do something else. I'm just going to walk away from this this path or this life. Okay. The 10 of Wands over here, this is maximum effort. Maximum effort to get maximum reward. Okay? This is your energy. This is your responsibility. It feels like you're pushing yourself harder and harder and harder. It's in response to the 5 of Cups. And this is good in the way we're sort of sublimating that 5 of Cups, using it as energy. Converting it directly to motivation. We've got to be careful here too. Because if we get knocked down on the mat and then we get back up and we act stronger and we act more aggressively, it's not always going to be better. We might go over the top, So we can use the 5 of Cups as fuel. But we got to make sure that we still use that Emperor energy to stay in control of the car. Otherwise, we're driving aggressively. We're driving from anger. Okay? Or even like guilt or embarrassment or shame or something like that. And then we're just kind of over the top, exaggerated. We're overcompensating. Shout out to 21 Pilots. We don't want to do that. We still want to be in control. Okay. The Ten of Wands is an overburdened, overworked energy. We may be feeling overwhelmed with our path right now. So maybe that in order to prevent burnout or quitting or just feeling like this is too much, I can't handle it, I'm out of here. Maybe we want to simplify. Maybe we want to streamline. Maybe we need to rest a little bit. Maybe this is kind of like, you know what, I'm gonna step away for a few minutes, collect myself, and then I'll come back and I'll be balanced again. Okay. This could be that we're allowing ourselves to rest. Yeah. This may be that we're trying to simplify things. We don't want to be so overwhelmed right now, especially when we're feeling that Five of Cups emotion. It sort of amplifies every other stressor that we have. So this is a good time to de-stress, a good time to lighten the load, a good time to just drop anything that's not urgent right now. Okay, in order to go from a Five of Cups to a Four of Cups. That's the name of the game. We want to go from that 4 to that 5. So we might need to have that protocol for how to behave in a storm. But then we also might need to, let's just slow down a little bit. Okay? And maybe slowing down is the way to go. The instinct might be, I'm just going to go harder. Well, no, you want to drive faster, right, to get through the storm. Don't do that. Okay? That's bad advice. Slow down. Slow down to get through the storm. Okay? Stay in control of your vessel. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. Readings are totally free. Let me know if the path of the dove resonates with you. Okay. Your general energy is the Eight of Wands. This is speeding up. This is swiftness. Your instinct is to go faster. Your instinct is to try to do more things quicker, especially if that Five of Cups is kind of like we're experiencing a slowdown. We're going to want to rush. That's okay. It's okay to have that kind of fast-moving energy, but understand that Ten of Wands as well. So this is like between an 8 and a 10. It's like just don't go so close to the 10. Don't slow down so much that you're not moving, but don't go faster than you safely should. You understand? Your schedule is probably feeling very full. You're feeling a lot of pressure on yourself. And that pressure is good because it motivates you, but it needs to be regulated and controlled with the Saturn energy of the Ten of Wands, right? There's got to be a strategy to that. And some of that strategy is restraint. You can go fast, but as long as how fast can you go and still stay in control of yourself? I used to ride a bicycle a lot when I was a kid. And sometimes we'd go real fast. Like we lived, I'm from Milpitas, California, so there's hills, there's foothills, off to the east. And we would ride our bikes up there and we would go down the hills. And you pick up speed fairly quickly going down those hills. And there's a certain point, there's a threshold. I don't know how many miles per hour it is, but there's a certain point where you're going so fast, you feel like you're about to lose control. Okay? That's kind of what we're talking about here. Go as fast as you can while still maintaining safe, sound control of whatever this path is for you. So don't push yourself too hard, but don't go too easy on yourself either. Okay? Progress can be made quickly as long as it is a smooth movement. Okay? Not any kind of jerky, reactionary movements, but smooth, quick responses to the world. Take care of business fast. Okay? Don't overthink. Get stuff done. Get into a rhythm. Things need to go smoothly, though. This is smooth speed, not jerky, erratic, chaotic speed. Okay? And you can get a lot done right now. And sometimes, when we're feeling that Five of Cups, staying busy is the right way to go. Because we don't want to just pull the car over and just say, I can't drive anymore. I'm done with driving. I'm never going to drive again. Well, then we're stuck on the side of the road. But we don't want to just get so nervous that we just slam on the gas. We lose control. No, you got to maintain. Okay? You got to maintain. The Seven of Swords is kind of the issue here, because I feel like there are a lot of distractions coming in from other people in the car. And it could be a lot of criticism. It might even just be that feeling like we're being criticized. Yeah. This is a card of protection, protecting yourself. You don't need to share everything with anybody, with everybody, right? You don't need to rush. And after we get a Five of Cups sort of situation, very often our movements are a little bit, because we got that like the adrenaline almost. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's adrenaline. And we're like, our movements are not all that graceful at that point, you know. So we want to protect our energy, and I think that we can't entertain too much of the noise coming in. Don't listen to the haters or the instigators or the critics, okay? Protect your peace of mind here. Protect your path. This is all about the Ace of Swords right there in the middle. We're trying to go straight ahead, but there are all these other voices coming in. Maybe this is also self-criticism. Maybe this is now that voice in our head that's saying we ought to quit, we ought to go a different way. Maybe we should change course. Maybe we should take the off-ramp. Maybe we should just pull over and give up. Okay? This is a card of resisting the noise and sticking to the plan. Don't start entertaining a bunch of ideas or like what ifs or like, you know, no. Stay on course. Just because you have a Five of Cups doesn't mean you're on the wrong road. This is the road. It's kind of like, well, maybe if I took this side street, I could go around the storm or something. No. Stay on course. Okay. And certainly don't listen to any of the critics. Everybody's going to have an opinion. Everybody in the car is going to be telling you what to do, how to drive, where to go, how fast to go. You got to try to block all that noise out. Okay? Because you need to trust in yourself, in your fortified ego, trust in your capabilities. You're the driver here. Okay? And Five of Swords is very similar in those lines too, because this is the argument. We don't need to argue about anything right now. We don't need to get defensive. We don't need to try to communicate. Now's not the time. When you're driving through a storm, now's not the time to try to explain everything to everybody in the car. It's kind of like, I just need silence. Okay? Don't get combative. Step away from any kind of argumentative energy. Okay? Protect your peace. At the same time, let's not entertain any ideas of walking away from this path. You're meant to be here and you're meant to do this. Think of the long term. Think of the destination. And we'll realize that this is just a bad section of road. Yeah. Now we've really got to embody this Emperor energy. This card's in the position of the fear, worry, concern. This is an ego that needs to be fortified. It's feeling a little bit, low, I would say. Right? Feeling that we don't quite have the confidence that we once did. We need to have discipline right now. And discipline is saying, even when I'm demotivated, I'm going to keep going. Even when I have a bad day, I'm going to keep going. That's that's us being a leader. That's us being stable and having discipline. Even if the coach says, Paul, you did that move wrong, I say, okay, I'm going to get up. I'm going to learn my mistake. I'm going to ask the question, okay, what did I do wrong? How do I do it right? And I'm going to do it again and again and again and again. I'm ignoring every voice in my head that's saying, you suck at this, right? And we're doing it, okay? We're making a rule. We're giving ourselves an order, We're trying to be a very good driver. We're paying attention. We're listening. We're putting our we're putting our ego in check a little bit, but it's a fortified ego. This is an ego that can take a little bit of that criticism and not be completely thrown off course by it. Okay, so it's really like our ability to handle a little bit of this energy. Okay, but not this is too much. We want to be able to receive constructive or helpful criticism, but we can't have everybody talking at us at once when we're trying to drive the car through a bad storm. Okay? You're handling the task because it's your task to handle. You're responsible for it. Okay? And I think that stability is being built through your consistent like perseverance, you know, the diligence, the authority of that emperor. This is the wall around the garden. You're kind of protecting what you're doing, what you're building. This is a very conscientious driver of a chariot. Yeah, and this is again, kind of fortified ego. It's I'm not totally crushed by that Five of Cups. I know that a Five of Cups is temporary. I know that anytime I get a Five of Cups, there's a Four of Cups coming right behind it. And indeed, that's what we have. Four of Cups, stability. Okay? Emotional stability. And it's feeling like this is the calm after the storm. This is the rest that we get when the storm, we've gotten through the storm. Okay, now I can breathe. Now I can stop, I can pause, I can reassess. Okay. This is even, this is usually like the storm cellar card, right? Where we just want some shelter from the weather. And yeah, maybe we need to heal a little bit from this. We need to rest from that storm a little bit. We need to reset and we need to keep going. This is that emotional stability after the emotional turbulence of the Five. Okay. Don't compare yourself with other people. And don't, because especially if what you're doing is a sport or it's a martial art or it's competitive in any way, don't compare yourself to the other people that are there. They've been doing it longer, more time or less time than you. They have different life skills than you. They've trained in other things that you don't have any experience in, perhaps. Maybe they haven't been doing jiu-jitsu as long, but maybe they're already a black belt in karate, right? So there's no point in comparing yourself to everybody else. Only compare yourself to you right now in this moment and say, how did I handle that last challenge? Okay? Don't be a sore loser, right? Don't be a loser at all, Just keep going. It's not about winning or losing. It's about you making progress. You've got this longer vision in mind. And that remember, the long arc, the larger path is going to consist of a lot of ups and downs. Okay? This is that energy of resting and resetting. The storm is over. Things have stabilized. Okay? And I think the next thing that we might get is, let's say, a Six of Cups. You got the Four, and then man, you get the Five, not so good. You get the Six, it's like, hey, we're having a great day. All day is just wins, right? And then the next day might be, man, I didn't do so well that day. And there may be a lot of reasons why. Maybe you didn't get very much sleep. Maybe it's just an odd alignment in your life that day. Maybe you're distracted by other things that day. Okay? Maybe there are other things going on in your life that are just kind of, pulling you away, pulling you in different directions. Maybe you're just worn out, tired. Okay? There's a lot of reasons why that Five of Cups is there. Let's look at the mystery card. I'm hoping Six of Cups. Come on, Six of Cups. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see. Oh, it's the Sun card. Oh, this is a good day. There's no more storm. This is happiness. This is success. This is prosperity. And really what this card is saying is that the 5 of Cups, the 4 of Cups, that's just weather. This is the view from the top of the mountain. You know, this is that joy and confidence and that vitality. This is the truth. This is really what's up there. Everything else is just weather. Some days there's clouds, some days there's rain, some days there's not. The sun is always shining. Yeah. So I feel like this is like, you know the truth, you know the reality of this path, and some days, good days, bad days. But your spirit can rise above the weather and just exist in that sort of joy of being on this path. There's confidence here too. Okay. There's confidence, there's something, this is your spiritual authentic self that is always radiant, even when there's weather, even when there are storms, good days, bad days. All right. Step into the light of your true self. This is where that glory really is. This is where the joy is, even on the bad days. Okay. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there is a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Libra, Mondays and Thursdays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we are all in this together.